Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my podcast, Esme's Country Life. In today's episode, I'm going to be giving you an update on the past week. Now, last week's episode, it was all about my trip to Germany, what I was doing out there, and honestly, I thought that this week was going to be a little bit more of a chilled one, a little bit more relaxed one, but no, I've been up and down the country, as always, doing this, that and the other. I've been to the RDA Nationals, so we'll chat about that, where I saw a horse with the most impressive moustache. Also went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which I know it's a car thing, and you guys that mainly listen to my podcast into country living and equestrianism, horses, that kind of thing, but don't worry. I'll make it entertaining. I hope I make the podcast entertaining. And also, my brother has been back this week in the area. So we've actually been spending a lot of time together, which is weird because I feel like as siblings, when you grow up as kids, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I feel like me and my brother, we were close enough, but we weren't like BFFs. But now we're adults. I don't know, like whenever he's around, I'm like, let's hang out together. So anyway, we have a little nostalgia story for you. But anyway, before we begin, I just want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of the podcast, Red Post. Now, Red Post is an equestrian and country store based in the UK where they ship all over the world. And because over here in the UK, we are going through a heat wave. It is so warm. The last, I don't know, basically the whole of the summer, since spring, it has been so hot and sunny. Now, Red Post, if you go onto their website, they actually have a whole cooling collection where they have special ice boots for horses. I'm actually looking at it now on my phone on the Red Post app. They also have a super cute dog cooling coat. They of course have ones for horses as well. They have special saddle pads as well designed for cooling. There's a really good one by Lumiere and lots more, including ice boots as well, which are brilliant for this time of year. So if you want to go and check it out, be sure to go to redpostequestrian.co.uk. Also, I know I say this in every podcast episode because it's coming up soon, but I'm going to be at Red Post on Saturday, the 23rd of August. So come along, come and say hi. There is more information about that meet and greet on my website, thisisme.com. But anyway, thank you to Red Post for sponsoring the podcast, and let's get into today's episode. Now, last week, I just would like to send out apologies that it wasn't until the very end of the podcast episode that I did comment of the week. So I thought in today's podcast episode, we will do comment of the week first. So I'm going to get it up on my phone. Now, this comment is from Lauren P. And a lot of people actually interacted with this comment. It's got like 5 different replies. And Lauren says, I know this was a while ago, but remember that creepy armadillo statue thing that I was going on about? And it was going for about €8,000 or something ridiculous. It was a lot of money. She put in brackets, not that it was easy to forget. Well, I was thinking you could make yourself one out of air-dried clay and you could do it in a cozy cottage vlog and do some arts and crafts and then bam, you've made it. So anyway, little, if you're not a regular listener to the podcast, you're like, Esme, what is going on? What are you going on about? Or if you're brand new and you've just tuned into the podcast, you might be thinking, what have I signed up for? But anyway, for some reason, like as always, I was updating you guys on my life each week. And for some reason that there was this one week, every time I went onto Pinterest, like normally on Pinterest, you get like cute little, oh, here's some clothes that you might like. I kept getting this advert for a creepy armadillo statue. So anyway, I clicked on it and it was, a ridiculous amount of money, like 8 grand or something. And I just had to talk about it. And I don't know what it is. Whenever I talk about like a little niche, like random thing, like I don't even think I talked about it for that long in that podcast episode. You guys remember. You guys are like that one grandma or like great aunt where you say, oh, I like bees. And then every Christmas, birthday, gathering, they bring you something bee themed, and it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, that is what you guys are like with the podcast. I'll mention one. Honestly, that has not been in my brain for years, apart from actually that's a lie. You know, on like Apple on iPhone, you can make stickers out of images. Now, for some reason, I decided to make a sticker of that creepy armadillo, so you can kind of use it like an emoji. So every time I go onto emojis on my phone, it's just like there in the corner, and sometimes I use it in the family group chat just to, you know, add in a bit of spice, add in something a little bit random. So there we go. But yes, so thank you very much to Lauren P for the comment of the week. Now, actually, before making this podcast episode or recording it, my dad, who helps me record and film everything, we were having a little bit of a chat, and we were talking about, because as always, like whenever I post or record a podcast episode, do a little selfie, put it on my story, be like, hey guys, got some juicy gossip to tell you this week. But anyway, I was trying to pick a song to go on my story, and an Oasis song came up. Now, whenever, like, I don't know, it's just something that, you know, the social media world, whenever there's some sort of trend that goes on, a lot of people like to jump on the bandwagon, which I'm not gonna lie, it does work. Like, I did a dressing my pony up as Barbie video with Mickey a few years back, and that was one of my best videos. Like, it's got over 1 million views. You guys loved it. So there are sometimes you jump on the bandwagon and it works, and sometimes you just look like you're just clutching to straws. Anyway, so anyway, there was a Oasis song that popped up, because obviously, I mean, if you're in the UK, you will know that the whole Oasis trying to get tickets, the band is back together, they're doing a tour, that kind of thing. It's like kind of the thing that's popping off at the moment. Dad just said maybe you should do a video of dressing all of your horses up as the Oasis band. So that just made me think, for next week's comment of the week, I want you to comment the most random, unhinged video ideas that are kind of like on the same level as like something that I would normally do. Like, I normally, you know, like a day in the life, cozy cottage vlog, come show jumping with me and my horses, but just make it like slightly unhinged. And I would love to see what video ideas you guys come up with. And you never know, if there's one that's good enough, I can make it. If there's enough votes, I can make it, as long as it's nothing illegal, you know, nothing too dangerous, then I could make it happen. If it's what the people want. Although, you know, they say democracy has bad taste. And whenever I think of that, I just think of that boat that was called Boaty McBoatface. Anyway, moving on. We're only at the beginning of the podcast. I haven't even told you about what I've been up to this week. And anyway, we've already had a few stories, so I don't really know where I need to start off. So yeah, I came back from Germany, was absolutely shattered. I feel like I'm still recovering from my trip to Germany. Now, that might sound dramatic, but I don't know. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna, like, to be fair, on the Monday I did kind of have a day off. I rode the horses, got a little bit of admin and stuff done, because if you know, you know, Monday morning, you always get a ton of emails through. Everyone's back from the weekend and like, oh, can you do this, this and this? So anyway, did do a bit of work, but went and had a massage, which sounds really like bougie fancy, but like, oh, Esme, going to have a massage. But it's more of a sports massage, chiropractor, you're going to feel the burn and you're going to feel the pain, but it will be worth it kind of thing, because I am one of those people, I just have a really bad back. And I go and see my back lady and she sorts me out. And I was like, this is the one time where I've actually been prepared and I've booked like properly in advance, because I was like, you know what I will need after my trip to Germany, of carrying heavy camera bags, late nights, driving, sleeping in the car, funny. I mean, I can't really complain too much. My dad did all the driving and I basically slept the whole way home. So anyway, thank you very much, Davide. But I just knew that my back was not going to be great. And you know what? It was brilliant. So if you have the time and the money, go and get your back sorted out, because oh my goodness, I did not realize how much tension. I'm one of those people where I get a bit anxious or stressed, or I don't know, if I have a lot going on, I hold a lot of tension in my back, and it really does affect my riding. So I find that when I get my back sorted out, my riding is so much better. But anyway, came back home. Joey in the end had a whole week off while I was gone. He had a little bit of a summer holiday, and which I think has done him the world of good, because when I had my first ride back on him, and I was like, oh my goodness, what's happened to my horse? Like, who is he? Like, he was so good. I was so happy with him, so proud of him. Also, a little pony update. Joey and Casper are now in the same paddock together. So for a while they were in different paddocks due to it was more, I was going to say medical reasons, not medical reasons, more due to food reasons. Basically, they just making sure that they're on the right diet. If you own horses, you know, laminitis, ulcers, trying to get the balance between not getting either of them, giving them enough food but not too much. And anyway, they are now at the level where they're both on the exact same diet, so they can both go in the same paddock that has the same level of grass. All is well. So they are literal best buddies now. They are out together. I mean, they've always been out in paddocks next to each other, but now like they're actually properly together. And do you know what Joey's favourite thing to do is? Whenever I turn him out with Casper, first thing he does, goes all the way up to Casper's butt, which probably is not a good thing, because we all know horses have back legs and they know how to use them, and he will wipe his face all over Casper's butt. And I'm like, dude, that, number one, that is so rude and disrespectful. And number two, Casper, mate, he's just like, I think Casper is one of those horses where he's just so lazy. He's just like, he's an older boy now. He's just like, he can't be dealing with like having a squabble. Is like, okay, if you want to rub your face on my butt, that's fine. Like, I'm too lazy to walk away. So anyway, that's been Joey's favourite thing to do, is just rubbing his face on Casper, which, I mean, I guess horses, they don't have hands. They can't really scratch their face or their nose. I mean, to be fair, Joey does it to me. He loves a good face scratch. Every time after I've ridden him, when I take his bridle off, I will scratch his face. We even have a special emotional support Joey towel that after I've ridden him, I'll just hold the towel up and he'll scratch his face against it. But anyway, Joey is for once actually feeling good. So, but I do have a major Joey update that I'll probably make a whole YouTube video on, because you guys might know I haven't show jumped in like a year, it feels like. So anyway, there's a big update all on that that's a whole different topic, not for today. Different, there's a whole kettle of fish. But anyway, so yes, that is a little update on the ponies, and then hopefully soon, I think would be really nice, is to put all three horses out together. I think that would be really good fun, because they are getting to the stage now where they're all going to be on the same diet, and hopefully there's not that much like fresh grass going on, because it's so dry and dusty. Like, their paddocks are, they're like deserts anyway. So anyway, that's my little pony update. So yeah, rest of the week. So yeah, Tuesday I was supposed to have a day off as well. This is the joys of working for yourself. I mean, I can't complain. I'm very lucky to do what I do. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll schedule in a day off on Tuesday. Recorded a whole podcast episode. Also, last week's episode, you guys got like a double episode, because I didn't even realise I was chatting for about an hour. I think it's 1 hour 2 minutes long, which normally podcast episodes I'm like, about 40 minutes maybe. It depends on the week. Some weeks are more exciting than others. But anyway, last week's one, you guys got extra content. But anyway, yes. So I was like, you know what? While I remember everything fresh in my brain from my trip to Germany, do a whole podcast episode. And then I ended up doing all this editing and admin and that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, haven't really had a day off, because yeah, last week I didn't have a day off at all. So anyway, but moving on. And then after that, it was then time to go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Now, this time last year, I was supposed to go, because it's always the same kind of like weekend, where it's the Goodwood Festival of Speed and also the RDA, or the Riding for the Disabled Association National Championships. Now, last year, I wasn't able to go to either of them because I was so poorly with COVID. Now, luckily, this year, did not have COVID. Touch wood, I don't want COVID yet. Please, I don't want it anymore. I've had it enough. It can go away now. It's 2025. Come on, guys. It's so 2020. Why are you still hanging around, COVID? Anyway, so yes, because last year I was so poorly. I was just like, if you know me, I'm the sort of person where if I have a sniffle, I'm still up at 6 a.m. doing the horses, riding, going to the gym. Like, I'm an active person. And I have to be majorly unwell to lie on a sofa all day. I have to be majorly unwell just to be sitting still. I'm like a border collie. I need to release my energy and be doing things. But anyway, so yes, this year, not poorly. So yeah, last year I was supposed to go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed with the whole fam. Did not happen. This year though, woohoo! I actually managed to go. Now, if you don't know, my family is a very big car family, which I feel like kind of goes hand in hand. I feel like a lot of families that are horse families are also into cars. There's a lot of people that say that car guys is like the male version of horse girls, which I can kind of understand. Both are technically modes of transport, I guess, and both a lot of people have as a special interest. And I feel like people that are into horses, they're really into horses, and people that are into cars are really into cars. So I get it. So anyway, I've grown up in a Formula One family, and my brother actually works in Formula One. So what was quite fun was we were walking around and he was being all quiet. He could have worn his team merch. Didn't even do that, just wearing a bog standard polo top. I was like, Max, you could be, doing some advertisement for your workplace. He was like, nah, I want to go undercover. I want to go So anyway, every place that we went to, my dad was just basically just really embarrassing my brother, because everyone that would talk to would be like, oh, do you know that my son works in Formula One? They just did it absolutely everywhere. There was this this boat company that do these speed boats that my brother worked for one summer with, and my dad was asking this lady that worked for the boat company all these questions, and some of the questions she didn't know, and then he just turned to my brother and was like, well, Max, you worked on this boat, well, how do you know the answer? And honestly, my brother went bright red, was so embarrassed. Now, my dad growing up, and I feel like if there are any dads listening to this, because I know that actually one of the sweetest things I ever got told at one of my meet and greets was this father and daughter, and they said that every time the podcast episode comes out, they sit down together, they get some snacks, and they listen to it together. So if you're listening, hi. So anyway, but yes, my dad growing up, he would always say to me, every time he embarrassed me, he was like, it's in the father's manual. It is a job that every dad must complete, and that is embarrassing your child at every possible opportunity. Now, I haven't actually written into it. I don't think. Do you have a contract to work for me? I don't know. If you don't know, my dad works for me full time. I was like, maybe I should put that in the contract that he's not allowed to embarrass me all the time. Which is actually, he's pretty good, because if not, I'm the boss, I tell him off. But anyway, so yes, so my brother, poor guy, was getting very embarrassed. Although it was quite fun when we were walking around the they have the best way I can describe it is if you've ever been to a horse show, it's like that but with cars. So instead of having the stables, they had the pits. So anyway, and they call it a paddock as well. I'm like, I didn't see no grass, I didn't see no horses, but it's called a paddock. So anyway, we were going around the kind of Formula One stables, and they had all the teams there, and they had lots of different people chatting. And actually did see a Formula One driver, Gabriele Bortoletto. He was there in his Kick Sauber Cash App. I don't know what, all the teams are sponsored by something random, and that is one thing that not bugs me, because I get it, it's quite expensive to build a Formula One car. But one thing that always gets me is on the merch nowadays, the sponsor is bigger than the actual name of the company. But anyway, so he was there, so that was pretty cool. That was the only really celeb spotting I did, because I was there on the Thursday, and I feel like the weekend are kind of the main days, but it was quite, I was gonna say it was quieter, but oh my goodness, it was so busy. Horse shows busy, this was next level. And I was even like saying that to my family who've been there before. I was like, is it normally this busy? So anyway, it was a real like big day out. So a lot of like my other family members were there as well. So I like met up with my cousin and my uncle, and my granddad came along as well, who's, what is he, 83? And he did 82, and he did 20,000 steps, and it was such a long day that at the end of the day, when I dropped him home in the car, he his hearing aids ran out of charge. It was that long of a day, and he got there and even woke up earlier than me, because he went with my dad and my brother and their car, and I went with my brother's girlfriend. We went in a different car, just in case, like, I don't know, anybody wanted to leave earlier. We had our options. But yeah, it was a very long day. Got all my steps in. Was wearing my Lemieux trainers, which, as you guys know, very lucky to be sponsored by them. But honestly, wore them all day. Super comfy. So there we go, would recommend. So was wearing that. But also I definitely was that girl that was just like, oh, there's a pink car, oh, that's a pretty car, like that kind of thing. They also had the Iron Dames team there as well, which you don't know what this is. Basically, it's like a motorsport crossed with horse sport, kind of like crossover, and it's normally like, it's a female only team. Their colour is pink. I just think it's like the coolest thing ever. So there was somebody from the Iron Dames, and they were driving a pink Porsche, and I was like, that is my dream. That is so cool. And just watching them do the donuts. Actually, I can't lie, my favourite part of the day was watching the rallying. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically cars off-road through these woods. I am really explaining this from a very novice, low level. But you know what? Sometimes I find when you don't really know much about something and you're explaining it to somebody else, you can actually explain it better because you're explaining it from a terms of like someone new. Anyway, but honestly, that was probably my favourite thing to watch because you could really see the difference in speed as the cars went by. I think that would be the thing that if I was like a motorsport driver, I think rally would be like me. It's like the cross country, I would say, of cars. And they were doing these skids around the corner and donuts and going around this barrel, and it just looked so much fun. I was like, get me in that car. If anybody out there listening to the podcast, anything to do with motorsport or rallycross or anything, get me in your car. I mean, you might want to get some good insurance, but get me in your car because that would be so much fun. I have come to the conclusion that I am a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. So anyway, but that was super. They literally had everything. Like, honestly, I felt like it was one of those kind of events where you probably could be there for 4 days and still not see everything. Like, they had classic cars. Don't get me wrong, I love cars, but I'm not like a super car nerd. Like, oh my gosh, I can hear that engine and I know exactly what type of car that is. I'm not that sort of person, you know. But I've grown up with cars like being like a thing in my family and that kind of stuff. But one thing that I was so upset about, that because obviously I was there on the Thursday and then came home the rest of the week getting all these videos on social media pop through on my For You page about, number one, all the like free merch that you get, all the different stands. But the thing that was most, I was like, oh, I should have gone. I'm pretty sure it was the Audi garage that they had there. You could go, sit down, get your nails done for free in the colour of their different cars. And I just thought, that sounds so cool. So anyway, there we go. I think that was the main thing that happened. Oh my gosh, it was like a really warm day as well. It was so hot. I need to tell you about the creepy robots. Oh my gosh. So obviously, car show, you think, yeah, cars, yeah. But they had lots of other different things there as well. And one of the things they had, I think it was called like the Innovation Hub or the Future Hub, where basically car technology is also used in lots of other different things. Now, if you have ever seen this dog, you will know what I mean. And it's a robot dog by I'm pretty sure it's the Boston I'm stuttering. I'm buffering. I'm crashing. What's it called? Technology Lab? The Boston Technology. You're doing it again. I'm doing it. What? I'm going to have to look this up because it's going to really annoy me. I'm trying to put two words together. The dyslexia is dyslexic. Boston. I was trying to say technology and robotics. I was crossing together. Okay, we might need to do a cut here because if not, people are going to be like, Esme, come on, girl. This is your day job. Boston Dynamics. There we go. Anyway, there is this robot dog. Now, if any of you have seen Black Mirror, you will know this one episode that I'm talking about, because that dog looks exactly like that robot, like, you know, destroying machine that was in that one Black Mirror episode that was all in black and white. If you know, you know. So anyway, I was there and I was like, oh my gosh. Now, I don't normally get freaked out by things. Like, I'm a pretty chill gal. Spiders, touch them with my hands. You know, if they're like, I have friends, then they'll like walk into a room and see a spider and like run straight out. Like, I'm not that sort of person. I'm pretty chill. You know, bugs, creepy crawlies, sharks, snakes, doesn't really bother me. But when I saw this robot, I I was a little bit scared, I'm not gonna lie, especially as where I was standing, it decided to, I was gonna say run, it doesn't run, it scuttles. It scuttled over to me with its robotic legs. And then what did it do? It's kind of like sat down and stared into my soul. Now, I don't know about you, but I was creeped out. It was not for me. No, thank you. Now, you might be thinking, that was surely the creepiest thing that you saw at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Oh no, it gets worse. It gets worse. We walk round the corner. What is there? It is Mrs. Uncanny Valley herself. Now, I don't know what her name is, but you must have seen that video of that robot that looks like a human, has like a human face, and there was a little pedestal that you could go up to with a microphone, and there was a guy there, happy as Larry, like running the robot, being like, oh, go on up, ask her a question. No, I do not want to ask her a question. She looks like she's going to snatch my firstborn child from me in the future. I don't know what you're all going on about, but this is going to be the destruction of society. So she also had that like weird uncanny valley like death stare. I don't know how else to describe it, but I was like, guys, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to chat. I don't want to chat. No, thank you. So there we go. It was a creepy time, but the rest of the day, brilliant. Loved watching all the cars, loved watching all the racing, geeked out on all the Formula One stuff. So was a 10 out of 10 day. Then other event that I went to is the RDA National Championships, which I was very honoured to be invited to, which the RDA is such an incredible charity, and I always say, especially in the summer, I know that a lot of teenagers listen to the podcast and you're thinking, don't have anything to do this summer, kind of bored, at home, what shall I do? I would really recommend, if you can, volunteering at your local RDA centre, because basically you get to spend the whole day with ponies. It's super rewarding. I've done some volunteering with my local RDA as well, and it's a great thing to write on like future job applications, uni applications, and it's just such a rewarding thing. And also, if you know, horse riding is an expensive sport and you want to spend time with horses, go and volunteer. Volunteer at your local stables, volunteer at your local RDA group. It's such an incredible charity, so please support them if you can. But anyway, so I went to their national championships, which I always describe as, it is the show, or the horse show with the best vibes. Everyone is so kind to each other. Everyone is so nice. You don't get any of that competitive nastiness, pettiness that you get at some horse shows. That does not exist. Everyone is clapping and cheering for everyone. Everyone was rooting for everyone. There was one girl that I was chatting to, and her horse unfortunately came up lame, so she wasn't able to compete. And then she had about 7 different people offering their ponies or horses, being like, no, you should still go out there, ride my horse, he's super chill. Like, and you would not get that at any other horse show. It was so lovely to see, and yeah, just if you ever had the chance to go, just go along for the day. It's so much fun. Lovely. It was oh my gosh, it was so warm. It was a lovely sunshiny day, and just go and cheer everyone. It's so nice. Also, one of my favorite ones to watch is the Countryside Challenge, where it's kind of like the best way I can describe it, it's kind of like working equitation, in the sense where there's like a gate you have to open and close, there's like a little letter you put in a post box, and like honestly, I look at that and I think my horses would probably spook and be scared of everything, including the light. I think there's like a little windmill or something. So honestly, RDA ponies and horses, I would say, are the best horses and ponies in the world. Like, they are so chill, so good, just incredible. And I think I might have found the horse with the longest moustache. Oh my goodness, I put some pictures on my socials, but this, honestly, its moustache was probably almost longer than my hair. It was, I would say it was bigger than my hand. That's how long the moustache was. Now, before this, I saw 2 other cobs that had moustaches, and I was like, wow, I think this is the biggest moustache I've ever seen. Walked down a few more rows. Oh my gosh, this horse. But anyway, my dad just came up to me and was like, Esme, I got a hate comment this morning. I was like, what do you mean I got a hate comment? Normally if there's like something a little bit nasty and that kind of thing, like, honestly, I've been playing this game so long, like, I've heard it all. But I was like, what is it on? Like, was my heels not down in the video and somebody said something snarky? I don't know. And I was like, Dad was like, no. And I was like, what was it on then? Like, I was trying to think of all the things that I posted recently. I was like, I did a video like recently on my beginner series about how to bath a pony. Was it something on there? Like, I don't know, horses should never be bathed. They must be natural at all times. I don't know, like something like that. And it was like, no. I was like, what is it? It was on the video of a horse with a long moustache. And I don't know what this person thought. Maybe they thought somebody like glued a wig onto its face. Because honestly, I wouldn't put it past it, because that moustache was so long it did not look real. It was like, is this AI or is it not real? And it honestly looked not real, like how long this moustache was. And wait, I think he's trying to get the comment up if he can find it. It was so funny. It was, it's a great comment when it's very grammatically incorrect, lots of spelling mistakes, and makes zero sense. And I think they thought that the moustache was like a wig or something, someone had glued onto the horse's face. That's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Anyway, so we were having a little giggle. Oh, he's found it. Oh my gosh. That was quicker than I thought. This is the comment. Okay, are we ready? I think that is so unfair, all in capital letters, that you would have that horse so uncomfortable. I think you are an abuser, but it's spelled incorrectly, of animals. There is nothing cute about what you have done to that horse. My God. What in the world? There's actually a reply to this comment. It just says, it's not her horse. And I think she found it like that.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast Gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast Gems.
I'm not gonna lie, that's just, poor horse, just, he can't help if he grows a moustache. In the wild, he would just have this moustache. Like, it's not hurting anyone. He probably, had it his whole life. Keeps him warm in the winter, uses it to feel about the world. But yeah, so there we go. If you ever get a weird comment on the internet, don't worry, we all do. And you got to remember that there are a lot of weirdos out there. And also, with social media, when you post a video that's only like 15 seconds long, you don't know the full context. It's not even my horse. I can't, what would you want me to do? Come along with a pair of scissors and snip it off? Like, anyway, goodness me. So there we go. That was a little story about that. But no, this week has actually been such a lovely, wholesome one. Because my brother and I, we've been like hanging out like besties, which I saw this thing on the internet and it said hanging out with your brother is like going out on a date with a guy who's like has zero interest in you and actually hates you. Because honestly, because we actually look quite different. I don't think we look that similar, like, at all. I would say as a family, when the 4 of us are together, we look really related. Like, I look the spitting image of both my mum and my dad, and my brother looks a spitting image of my mum and dad as well. But I just think that basically my mum and dad were both split in half. One half was given to me and one half was given to my brother. So I think if we did like one of those genetic tests, we probably wouldn't be, because what do they say? Siblings are normally 25% on average the same, is it? 50%, yeah. Siblings are normally about 50% the same, and I would say me and my brother are probably like 25% the same. But anyway, So we were like just, you know, hanging out together, the two of us. So we probably looked like a couple that absolutely hated each other. But anyway, one thing that we did was, now, if you are my age or older, you will know what I mean when I say this. If you are younger, you will not have experienced the joy of this. Now, before Bluetooth and smartphones came along, we had a thing called CDs. Now, growing up, this was like a thing where there was a big, I don't know if it's a company or a brand or what, but it would be, I'm going to say this and people are going to know what I mean. It's called Now That's What I Call Music. And the first one came out like back in the 80s or a long time ago. Now the CD that I feel like, I don't know if any other families did this, but we did a lot of family trips in the UK on holiday, like in the summer. Like we'd kind of like each year maybe go to like a different county and have a little holiday in that area. Actually, a lot of the time we'd basically just go to the Derbyshire because that's where my grandparents used to live. So Derbyshire is like my second home. It's where my mum grew up, up my duck. So hi to all my Derbyshirean listeners. Anyway, so Derbyshire's like my second home. I know it very well. We'd go to all the national trusts and all the different places around there. Anyway, so this one family holiday, like each family holiday, we would get a new Now That's What I Call Music CD. Now this particular one, I think this was back in like 2012, so there will be people definitely listening to this podcast episode that were probably not even born then, which makes me feel very old. I don't like it, but anyway, so we listened to, I'm pretty sure it's Now That's What I Call Music 82. Now, if you would like me to tell you some of the songs that are on this playlist that will really take you back, we have the Carly Rae Jepsen Call Me Maybe, we have the Maroon 5 Payphone, we have the Nicki Minaj Starships. So what did my brother and I decide to do on our day off together? We went to the beach, and the whole time driving there, we were listening to Now That's What I Call Music 82. And I was saying this to my dad, I honestly don't think music will ever peak 2010s music. 2010, it's just the best. Like, we were listening to it actually as a family the other day. So many bangers from that era. Such good music. Nowadays, everything's some sort of like TikTok trend, like it all sounds the same, rubbish. When I'm sounding like an old boomer now, aren't I? I am sounding like an old person. Somebody slap it out of me. I don't like it. But anyway, so we were listening to all these songs, and I think majority of it is probably just the nostalgia hit, because last time I listened to these songs, I was a child and the world felt colourful and I had serotonin. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe that's just me. So I was having a big old rant about how, like, since 2020 everything's just gone downhill and music's rubbish now, and ranted about TikTok and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so we had a lovely time in my brother's old Golf that was actually our childhood car, and the roof in it is, it's so funny, the roof in it is actually like falling down, and like the fabric in it, we have like got to like staple it in. And anyway, we were having a real nostalgia time. And anyway, honestly, I still think that my brother is 16. I keep forgetting, like, I was like, just every now and again I just forget how old he is, and he's 22 now and I'm 24, and that sounds like too serious of an age. But anyway, we went and played on the beach, literal children. We had my slide. Well, I was prepared, just saying. I brought my sliders with me. My brother did not bring any sliders or Crocs or shoes that you could wear in the sea. Now also, maybe he wasn't expecting to swim in the sea, but you guys know me. I love water. If there's a body of water, you best believe I'm getting in it. I'm swimming. So anyway, we ended up swimming in the sea for half an hour, which when I told loads of my friends this, they were like, how were you not freezing? And actually, it was very warm. And it made me realise the UK is so nice in the summer when the weather is nice. Like, I felt like I was on my holidays. Had a little lie on the beach, had a little snooze, read my book, had a great time. And then also the little game that we were playing Catch the Slider, because we realised that my sliders floated in the water, so we were just like throwing them to each other. We had a blast, and I was actually a very nice sister and let my brother wear my sliders on his way out of the water, because I didn't want him to stand on a weaver fish. Now, if you don't know what weaver fish are, they're like fishes that have like a poisonous spine, and they like to stand on the like shingle, because in the UK we have, well, where I am, in the UK, we have pebble beaches, shingle beaches, but like Brighton Beach, that kind of thing. So our local beach, it has been known to have weaver fish. So luckily never stood on one. So anyway, I was like, Max, you can wear my sliders. I'm going to be a lovely, kind sister. And then you have to throw them back to me because I want them when I get out of the water as well. So anyway, there we go. That was my lovely week of lots of different things. And yeah, let me know in the comments. Again, comment of the week. I really want to hear your unhinged video ideas because I need to get. I've been away. I've been here, there, and everywhere the last couple of weeks. So I'm ready to film some videos, ready to film some content. I'm trying to think of some fun things to do with the ponies. I mean, I always have ideas. It's just finding the time to film and record and edit and produce everything. But anyway, really hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode. Also, let me know in the comments below if you also, if you're like my age or older. I know my younger audience. I mean, I have audiences of all ages that listen to the podcast, watch my videos, that kind of thing. I do have a lot of people that are also in their 20s like me. So if you're also in your 20s, let me know. What was your family? Now that's what I call music. What number was it? And what were the top songs on it? Because I would love to know. And I just want to say another huge thank you to Red Post for sponsoring the podcast. Go and check them out at redpostequestrian.co.uk, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.